March 15th, 2022 was a day of unimaginable tragedy, of grief and heartbreak, when a horrific crash took the lives of 9 people, including a father, a son, and 6 members of the University of the Southwest golf team, as well as their coach. Today, we still feel that grief, but for the survivors and the victims' families, they've turned some of that pain into positivity. They're healing in their own way, and they're making sure that the world never forgets the legacy their children left behind.
I reported a vehicle fire east 115 and 1788, east 115.
I don't remember a whole lot.
2 vehicles on fire, people trapped inside.
The only thing I remember is just trying to get out of there.
Responding units, it is going to be a head-on collision. Both vehicles fully engulfed at this time.
One of the worst calls a mom can ever get.
The bystanders attempted to get the person trapped in the van out. They're unable to get close to the van at this time. It is too hot.
When you hear people talk about the loss of a child, your heart breaks.
We're going to probably have to shut the highway down for a while.
And when it's your child, it shatters.
We are going to need 2 helicopters, please.
And I just could not believe that my baby was gone.
That's actually good. Rolling. Keep rolling. Yeah!
A couple of my buddies played golf and they went to the driving range and just kind of fell in love with it.
I got into golf, kind of at a young age, just fell in love with it and just wanted to continue to play it for as long as I can and see where it takes me. For me, it's my happy place. I can relax when I'm on the golf course, and I just feel great when I'm on a golf course, no matter where it is, when it is. It's just somewhere I love to be. So.
It was like your brothers and sisters, and I would have never thought in a million years that I would have met some of these people that I did here.
Just out here, we were always having fun. We'd be giving each other some chirps or puns at each other and just always joking around, keeping it light, but always having a good time and being competitive with each other. And we were always together, having fun no matter what we were doing. I remember we played our tournament, we got out, we went to Chick-fil-A, and after that we were driving.
It's a very tragic scene. It's very, very tragic.
DPS is now looking into another fatal crash, but this time involving the University of the Southwest from Hobbs.
And the last thing I remember is taking my golf shirt off and trying to break the glass with my hand and kick the window open, and that's how I got out. And after that, I don't remember anything up until I was into the hospital.
It's all just really a blur, and it's just a lot.
The only thing I remember is just trying to get out of there and being trapped inside, and then obviously waking up in the hospital and not really know what was going on.
So that night I was actually in the dorms. I was just 3 shots short of qualifying for that tournament.
That day I actually went home with my parents because I live in Andrews, so I went home with my parents that night. I don't remember exactly what was said just because I heard your team just died, and I was just like, that's like a sick joke. I ended up being the first one to get the phone call for the team wise. I had to help identify who was on the van, and so yes, it was hard. We weren't expecting it.
That night was just something else, I just didn't know what to do. It was just kind of, didn't feel real at all.
There was a very calming woman on the other side of the phone. She said, Mrs. Price, I need to advise you that there's been a really horrific accident that your son has been involved in. There's been some fatalities, and I said, I'm sorry, pardon?
It was about 12:30 in the morning. And they called and let me know that she had not survived.
Ryan Tipton called and said Jackson and his golf team had been in an accident. There were 7 casualties and 2 boys are in the hospital. And I said, what hospital is Jackson in? And he said, I'm sorry, Jackson didn't make it. And I just said, no, no, no.
But it absolutely was a long blur. I mean, everything that happened that night and within the weeks after were so much of a blink, and also the longest days of our lives.
And it was just the most horrible thing I've ever gone through in my life. And it's a night I'll never forget, or a morning I'll never forget.
Oh, see, that's good contact. They can use that.
I did not hit that remotely close.
I didn't hit it either. It went way right.
You did push it pretty good.
I did, yeah.
Strainal. Get in. Oh! Try, well. Try.
I tried.
Try.
I mean, when we're on the course here, this was our home course. It's been, like, of course, what I've said, the memories are out here. And so you're like, oh, like Carissa or Lacey or one of the boys, they did something funny out here. So we came back to finish what they started and live on in their memory and do the sport that they loved. We were very much a family. We pretty much were together 24/7. If you didn't see us together, there was something wrong.
So golf now is kind of hard. It's just not the same without the guys here. But it's just trying to fight back for the game I love. Yeah, so last year our team was more like, it wasn't a team, it was more like a family. So we're all pretty close, especially that second semester. So everyone was always so fun and energetic, and just people I get to call family, especially Coach James.
Coach James was probably the person I talked to most about what was going on in my life, just because he never judged anybody.
But he was a great dude. He really cared for us, and always cared for us on the golf course and off the golf course. Would take us out to eat, would come to the dorms and hang out with us for a bit. But he was probably one of the best coaches I ever had.
Before I came to USW and met everybody, I was a very selfish person. I'll be real. I did a lot for myself, and I didn't really pay attention to the people around me. But since I met everybody, I started seeing myself want to be more like them, even if it was little things, and it wasn't 100%. But now I feel like it's I'm gonna do whatever I can do for other people, because that's what they did.
When we finally got the news, I still think it took some time for it to feel real. Sometimes today it still doesn't. I think we can pretend like she's just at school. It makes it a little harder when we're here and she's not with us. But I don't know if it ever will feel real.
I haven't really had a chance to sit at the house and just sink it in and overwhelm ourselves with it. So, which I'm sure is still to come, and we're not done. It'll never go away. So we got a long time to grieve this, and we're going to spend the rest of our lives doing it. But we're also going to be spending the rest of our lives being positive and bringing it out, so bringing her light out. Our other 2 kids have pretty much dedicated everything that they've done this year to Lacey, in which they've excelled just amazingly, just impressively. They've done so much. Both of them have gotten amazing honors in all the sports that they've played so far, and they've done it all in her honor.
When we play, we always talk about Jackson, and sometimes we get paired up with strangers, and we, how many kids do you have? And I say, I have 3, and I have little business cards printed with Jackson's website. And they're like, oh, I heard about this story. And I said, well, read more. I want you to hear about Jackson, and you need to be like Jackson.
I think one of our favorite memories is she was a homecoming queen nominee, and she was the last one out, and they're reading all their stuff, and it says favorite quote, and all the other girls have a Bible verse or something, and hers was YOLO.
It was, and it was her, because it absolutely embodied who she is. She just, you get your chance, live it, have a great time, be all about it, be positive, bring the best out, and move forward, and that's her. And the saying YOLO doesn't go away. Make the best of it. Be the best you can be while you're here. Be the best person you can be while you're here, and just be amazing. And Lacey did that, so we can't take that away from her. So.
There's no regrets. I know Jen didn't have anything left to say to him. I didn't have anything left to say to him. He didn't have anything left to say to either one of us. We were just very open with how we loved each other. And I would say to anybody that has kids out there, or even a relationship that's not intact anymore, get over it. Get out there and love those people and leave no regrets. Leave nothing on the table.
Behind. People asked us, "Are y'all going to stop playing golf?" I mean, it's the sport that took your son, and I said no. Greg said vehemently, "No, it's the sport that helped create our son." I can't imagine my child going through a trauma like they have gone through. Even though we lost Jackson, my mom heart still aches for all those kids. No one should ever have to deal with that, especially at such a young age.
I tell people it's my version of hell, and it's probably the worst thing that's ever, it is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and the amount of pain that I was in every single day was definitely really tough. But again, the support from everybody, I don't think people realize how much that actually helps me. And being able to come back out here and make a full recovery and just have the help from everybody in the hospital and going home and seeing the support there as well is just, it was very tough, and it took a long time. I blamed a lot on myself, obviously, and I wish that it never happened, and it's not fair what happened to these families.
It definitely wasn't easy. It was just definitely a weird feeling, and you don't know what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to act. You just kind of sit there and just want to leave and be out. I started to get to play golf again in the summer. It doesn't feel like what it felt like at all before when we were here having fun. It's just different atmosphere, different vibe. It just doesn't feel normal here anymore. Not something that anybody should have to go through, families or anybody. It was absolutely mind-blowing getting to see all the support coming from worldwide for everybody that was involved in this tragic accident. And it was so heartwarming to see that everybody came together for something this tragic, and it was just amazing.
It honestly feels like your hometown. I'm nowhere close to Hobbs, and the weather's not the same. It feels like as soon as you step in here that you've lived here your whole life, and that everybody knows who you are and they support who you are. And from total strangers, they'll come up to you and say hi and ask you how you're doing and how the recovery's going. And it's great to see you and bring up memories of when they saw you on the golf course. Being able to be out here with my family today is it's a privilege, and I'm just grateful to still be able to be here and obviously still be able to golf and do all those things that I love to do.
It's changed my life in many ways. It's changed my outlook on how I see things, how I handle things, and I just can't take anything for granted now, and I want to make the most out of every day that I can.
But I know a lot of people that take it for granted, and it's something that can be taken away from you within seconds and be taken away from you for a long time. And I think sitting in the hospital, I realized that it's a privilege and not everybody gets to play it, and there's a lot of people that are a lot worse off and they can't do things that we may love to do, and whether that's just walking or playing a sport or eating on their own or not being in a wheelchair for the rest of their life, I think it's something that I'll never take for granted again.
He really fought through it as an incredible young man. As a young man, to go through something like that, I am the proudest mom ever.
He's my best friend. He's my partner in crime. He's everything I ever could have asked for in one person.
It's okay.
This community, this continual relationship, all the relationships and friendships we've made with the families, we have a whole new family in life, and I feel so at home with everyone, and coming out here again, it has obviously resurfaced some emotions.
It's definitely weird, and it's not the same being here without all those guys, and it's hard not to cry, not to get upset. But I think they're looking at us and they're with us, and they're pretty happy of how this turned out, and that we're all here together as one big family.
So last year we held the tournament within less than 3 weeks after the accident, and it was to raise funds for the families. We established it then as an annual tournament in honor of them so that we always remember them and all that they contributed to this community while they were here.
It's very special. I was actually here at this event last year as well. I only got to stay for a little bit, but to me it's just amazing seeing how many people from Hobbs all over different states and everything. It's like family. Even though we may not know each other, it's like family to me.
I mean, there's not many communities that have come together like this community has come together.
We're just so thankful to you, to Hobbs, everybody that is helping us tell the story of these kids, and Coach. We feel their support and their love, and that means a lot to us.
Lacey was extremely fun. If you were around her, you were going to have a good time. She was involved in lots of things. She played softball, volleyball, basketball, track. She did it all. She always had a ton of friends around her.
Loved everybody, and if she didn't love you, you knew it. And it was because you were doing something that made her be that way. She didn't want anything bad for anybody. Everybody, she wanted everybody to be their best person. And if you weren't being your best person, she was on you to be that person. So she brought the best out in everybody in all different ways. She was that was her through and through. She didn't fake it. There was no hiding it. She was awesome. Anything that we can do that's going to be in Lacey's honor, that's going to carry forward and keep her name alive is just a blessing to us. And that's all we could ask to do.
Carissa, she had everything together. She knew where she was going in life. She had goals, and she did everything she could to attain them. One of her goals was being a golfer. One of them was being a good Christian, and one of them was being a forensic scientist. And she went after her goals and everything she just said and did. I am so proud that some good has come out of this. It's horrible to think that she gave her life for nothing, and I know that she didn't, because we've got so many scholarship funds going and things to help kids that she would have been so happy about being able to help and do all this for everybody. It's just unbelievable, because you don't think when they're little about them having any kind of a legacy that will live on. And it's just unbelievable to know that her name, and I'm so happy to know that her name will be living on, because she deserved it.
You know, he left the world doing what he loved to do, and that was playing competitive golf, being a part of a team, and he just loved these guys.
It's important for us to have his legacy be carried out. We also are giving a golf scholarship through his golf tournament, and we had people apply, and we want those same characteristics that Jackson had. We want that same, spirit, and to support somebody with golf, because it's such a great life lesson sport, and to know my son's name is going to affect another child and help them is awesome.